All right, do you agree with that, that unless, what Malacanang said, unless President Aquino himself signed the amnesty certificate, that all the amnesties granted were invalid?
I think it's not a matter of signed by President Aquino. If you retrieve certain documents from the official gazette of the government, there is a document there which is a copy of the proclamation number 75. And in that document, you would see signed on November 24, 2010, signed by the President, President Aquino, and signed also by Executive Secretary
Jojo
Ochoa. So, now, is this now a question of missing documents? Like, for example, the records from J1 is supposed to be missing on the application of Senator Trillanes. Now, is the signed document by proclamation of President Aquino also missing? Now, the question is this. If indeed President Aquino did not sign the proclamation, was it wrong for the House of Representatives and the Senate together for Senate President Enrile and Speaker Belmonte to sign the joint concurrent resolution?
Good point. You're saying Malacanang is forgetting the fact that both houses of Congress have concurred on the proclamation.
Kaya ang tanong ko dito is this. If indeed the amnesty granted to Trillanes and maybe the others, now Secretary Panelo is coming out with that statement that if Trillanes' invalidity of the grant of amnesty is there, then we will have to question the validity of the grant of amnesty to General Lim,
Danny Lim, Nick
Faeldon, Gambala, Maestre Campo, Alejano, etc., etc. So, somewhere there, if indeed the validity of the grant of amnesty is questioned, some people might have, or some agencies might have committed an error. First, did President Aquino committed an error? Second, did the Congress of the Republic of the Philippines, which according to Article 7, Section 19, the grant of amnesty, unlike the grant of pardon, is a shared power between the Chief Executive and
Congress,
the Congress of the Republic of the Philippines, where there is a requirement for a vote of the majority of Congress to concur. And Congress did concur on
You were former chief of staff
Yes.
of the AFP. What would be the effect if President Duterte pushes for this, that amnesty granted to soldiers at one point can be revoked by any other sitting president? What would be the effect on the AFP?
The revocation of that amnesty so granted can only be effected, can only be done, can only happen with the other half of the authority of the power, which is Congress. So the president cannot unilaterally revoke such grant, because the basic principle is the grant of amnesty is absolute. It's yung nga ginagamit na term dyan to forget and forgive, as if everything that had been charged or all the charges against those being granted amnesty had been obliterated, erased, no more run, sabi ng Ilocano. No?
So, you don't look back. Ganon yun Ang amnesty, you don't look back.
Now, maybe what they should consider is, are there offenses committed by the personnel granted amnesty after the grant of amnesty. If they did commit offenses after the grant of amnesty, then they should be charged in court.
Okay. You were once AFP chief. I'll continue. Secretary Guevara said of the Justice Department that the court-martial proceedings against Trillanes must continue. Even if Trillanes has resigned already from the AFP 2007, they used the Abadilla case as an example why he should still undergo court-martial proceedings.
Okay, was Abadilla amnested?
He was in hiding.
Yes, one question. Second question, did COMELEC committed a mistake by granting Senator Trillanes upon the submission of the certificate of candidacy and be allowed to run and get elected twice? Did COMELEC
Make
commit
that
a
mistake?
mistake?
Yeah.
On that issue? Now, court-martial, when a soldier files a certificate of candidacy, he is deemed to have resigned.
Immediately.
Yes.
Yes. So that's a good one. The minute a soldier runs for office,
he files, he is deemed to have resigned from the service.
Automatic na yun.
And the military corps loses control, loses jurisdiction over the person.
But is that clear under your rules?
Yes.
Why are there so
Yes.
many interpretations?
As the COMELEC. Kaya nga sinasabi ko in this issue, and this issue, Karen, I think, is larger than the individual and personal case of Senator Trillanes.
Yeah.
It drives into the very heart of our belief in our institutions. The institution of the Constitution, the institution of legal processes, the institution of our laws, for example. It's there. We can never allow the erosion of our belief, our conviction, our trust in all of these institutions.
If you were still AFP chief of staff and the president orders you to arrest a senator, a sitting senator without a warrant in the belief that, you have jurisdiction over him, would you do it?
Definitely, a soldier must follow only legal orders of his superiors. Whether the superior is the chief of staff or maybe even the president. If it's very apparent that the order being issued is illegal, we, in our oath of office, says that we must only follow legal orders.
You
So
would
your
consider
question-
that an illegal order?
Immediately, siguro, I'll have to study, I'll have to think about it, no? But understanding, for example, the gravity or of the nature of the grant of amnesty, then I will say this order is illegal, and I will not just immediately disobey. I probably will have to go to my boss.
Is Senator Trillanes wrong in staying or what they call hiding within the Senate institution? You just heard a while ago one of those criticizing him that he is hiding in the Senate walls, within the Senate walls. But the reason I'm asking you, you were once a senator yourself.
Yes.
If this would have happened to you, would you have stayed in the Senate?
It depends on the evaluation of the nature of the situation occurring. No? For example,
But in
here,
this situation
if I am in the same situation, I'm going to get out.
of the Senate,
Yes.
where would you go?
Anywhere.
But
I'll
then,
go home.
but then,
I'll go home
but
and
then, what about
go
the
to
risk?
the mall.
What about the go to the mall? What about the risk of getting arrested?
Let them arrest me. For example, if at this point in time, I, as a former soldier, is being arrested and being put under the jurisdiction of military court, the first thing I will ask from those who are arresting me is, do you have a written and signed order of arrest? If not, then you will have to take me by force. If you have, I will go willingly with you being arrested. So I pity those soldiers who went to the Senate. Why? Because they were being ordered to arrest somebody, and not just somebody, a senator of the Republic, without being able to show a written and signed. Kaya, I was asking, kung ako aarestuhin, hihingin ko muna yung kopya ng arrest order. Because somebody, if this goes to court, and this goes to the crime, it redounds to the crime of illegal detention, sino ang mananagot? Dapat may managot. Yung pumirma ng arrest order. At sino yan? Is it the Secretary of Defense? Is it the Chief of Staff? Is it the Battalion Commander, etc., etc.?
Okay, quickly. The palace also said that charges against former Defense Secretary Gazmin over the Trillanes amnesty is possible, that they could file charges against Gazmin.
Okay. Did Congress gave its concurrent resolution on the basis of Gazmin's
Recommendation and findings.
No. Only the President is the final authority to grant. And that's the reason why I'm asking you, if you can recover that document from the official gazette, which says, Proclamation 75, at the end, signed by check.